G'day ladies and gentlemen. Today I wanted to talk to you about the stuttering on the 9800X3D and the 7800X3D CPUs. Now what you can do is, and what will be most people's problems, is probably the BIOS. Now Gigabyte or Asus and MSI, they will have their different BIOSes for certain boards. Let's just go for an example here. I'll make myself smaller and then let's go window capture and we'll go to here. Go to Gigabyte. Right, when you go onto Gigabyte's website, go to, so my board is a X870 Saurus Elite Wi-Fi 7. So I find my board, right? Now that I found my board, we'll go down. Actually no, we want to hit support. Once you hit support, you want to go to BIOS. Now I had to go through every single BIOS revision one at a time for this board. So I started on F2, right? The ones that you really want to get to, so I had to go to F3A, which increases your CPU performance. F3H also increases your memory and CPU performance and supports Ryzen 9000 X3D chips. Also has an X3D turbo and everything else that you need. Then you want to go to F3 and then F4A, which does more 7000 and 9000 CPU improvements. Okay, so to do this, what you'd want to do is you download one of these. You go into your downloads, you can put all these onto a USB at once with this motherboard, but if you have other motherboards, you might not be able to do it like this. Extract it onto USB. Then what you want to do is restart the computer. What you'll need to do is press delete, spam delete. So I'm going to start spamming it here until the BIOS screen shows up. Alright, now that we got the BIOS screen up, what we want to do is go into advanced mode. If you want to update your BIOS, you go to QFlash down here, and then I'll plug in the USB and I'll show you what it looks like. So I'll plug in the USB. Okay, USB's in. If I go to QFlash and update my BIOS, say USB right here, this will come up, and I had to do all these ones. So basically, if you wanted to update to that, you just hit that and then hit that one. So let me go back so you guys can see it. So update BIOS, find your drive that you have all your stuff saved to, and there's all the folders there with all the revisions of BIOSes. Now we go back. The other things you can do is, if you go onto your, go onto Tweaker, see if XMP will work for you. Online it works at 6400, and yes, it does run 1-to-1 on the thing at 6400 on AM5. So I go into, settings, IO ports, I think it is. You want to go to 4G, above 4G decoding, you want to turn that on, and you want to turn resizable bar support on as well, and that will alleviate some of the stuff off your CPU to your graphics card. And then you want to hit on your keyboard F10, and then you want to hit enter, and it will save and restart. There's something that I really should have mentioned as well. This F2 here that I was on, I couldn't just go from F2 all the way up to this one up here straight away. I had to do it one at a time, which was really annoying. So when I installed my BIOS, like if I try to go to F4 A straight up, what would happen is it would say that the file is not read, and if you get that error, that means even on ASUS or any other board as well, like if you can't do that, you're just going to have to go up probably one BIOS at a time. So I had to go to F3A first, right? And then and then I tried to go to F3 or F4A and it wouldn't work, so I had to go to F3H. And then once I installed F3H, I could then go to F3. Actually, I could go straight to F4A from F3H, but you may not be able to. So if you want to do it all the way up, you can. It just takes a little bit longer, and that's why I would say install all the BIOSes onto the USB, extract them, and then you don't have to come back into Windows again. Now, if you're having an issue where the USB is not being read, you might need to load it into FAT32. Now, FAT32 is pretty easy to do. Just make sure everything off USB is saved first before you do it, because it's going to wipe it. So to do FAT32, what you want to do, I'll grab my handy dandy USB again and I'll show you what to do. Okay, I hope all you guys can see this, because this is the USB here. What we're going to be doing is changing it to FAT32, which it already is, and these are all the BIOSes and revisions that I have extracted and everything on it. So in the USB here, what we want to do is we want to go to our USB, it's E drive, we right click it. So in here you would just go to format and make sure it's on FAT32 so the BIOS can read it. There is other things like NTSF, which is Windows, and the BIOS might be able to read that, depends on which motherboard manufacturer you go with. I think Gigabyte will probably read that, but most motherboards will not read NTSF or the EXFAT. FAT32 is usually default. Hit that, hit start, and then you wait for it to do its thing. It will wipe all these white files off of here, and then you can just start adding new files into here. Basically you'll get these into here, and what you would want to do is you'd right click them and go extract all, like this, and you go, yeah, you can replace the destination file, it'll extract it. So this is F3H, which is this one here, and that way the BIOS can read it. In here I've got the other F4A in there, that's the newest one. As you can see, I had to go through F3A, F3H, F3, and then F4A. And the BIOS will pick all of them up, so that's really good. If I've left anything out or have forgotten to do anything else, leave a comment down below asking for help or whatever you need. Give us a good old handy dandy thumbs up if this has helped you out, and subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next one.